Welcome with the nasty past, and I'm back with another extra, extra, extra. We're touching down on the Kemet Egyptian gods. It's a enlightening book that I'm reading, and how I'm processing a god, how you should process a god, how you should really understand, you know, what are the characteristics of a God? We're talking strength, we're talking ability, and we're talking mastering. You get me? Mastering, which means you have the wisdom. You get me? From out of the knowledge. You get me? You have put the work in. You understand? You know, when you look at Osiris, if you really into my readings, I've always explained to you, you know what I mean, the fisherman, the head fisherman was a god. The person that went out there and farmed, they was a god. And what did we find out about Osiris? He was a god of agriculture. You understand what I'm saying? No one could do it better than him. He figured out when was the best time to plant seeds so they could eat. You understand what I'm saying? When was the best time to farm, because that Nile River floods. You get what I'm saying? So if you're doing it at a time that your harvest is in and you're ready to start harvesting the crop, you get what I'm saying? The flood come in, food gone. So the kingdom starved, the civilization starved, right? So there's a lot went into thinking about how to do this. There's a lot went into thinking about when is the right time to do this. And that what makes that man a god, because he fed the civilization, and it was consistent. You get what I'm saying? Consistent. Anywho, let's get into the next god, and the next god is Osiris' brother, Seth, which is spelled S-E-T-H, and then they have Seth, S-E-T. Seth gets a lot of bad press and sometimes defies easy understanding. He's the god of the vast deserts and storms. Now you know how they depict the desert, right? And they depict the storms, right? Dry. You get what I'm saying? Nothing grows there. So if nothing grows there, that means your soul not going nowhere, it's just stagnated, right? Cool. Seth is the god of the strange, unusual, and uncanny. His nature as an evil being is related to ambiguity and uncertainty, not always maliciousness. Seth is sterile and was not originally associated with evil. Rather, he was simply a representation of a primal, although chaotic force of nature. Now, when you get to the part where it said was sterile and then they said evil, you get what I'm saying? So, does that really, like, when I process it, that we're bringing sin into the world? You understand what I'm saying? And yes, you know, I am seeing the 804 host. I made an album called What You Afraid Of, and one of them songs, and I believe it's the Sky. Sky 2, like I said, seeing riding around encouraging. You get what I'm saying? So if we are sin, you understand what I'm saying? Our children are sin. Everything from Satan and Satan minions that fell with Satan, all that is sin. You understand what I'm saying? If we process it that way, if we look at it that way. Most often, Kemet Egyptians depicted him as a man with a dog's head. Seth was also saddled with being depicted as a scorpion or hippopotamus. However, he was known to be kind to the dead and to serve to help them in the underworld. In some stories, he was the ally of Ra. I get that. Look, let's keep going. As the worshippers of Isis and Osiris gained more power as beneficent gods, Seth took on the image of a malicious, evil god. Some cities kept viewing Seth as a benevolent god. In general, Seth appeared increasingly disposed toward evil, but nowhere near in the same league as Apep. That's the end of Seth. Now you understand why I say I could believe that? Because see, Seth killed Osiris. You understand me? Which means that Ra is depicted as an image and as a walking physical God within our civilization that had evil ways, had to have evil ways. You get what I'm saying? There's a good, there's a bad. There's a righteous and there's an unrighteous. Now, when you see and understand the story of Seth and Osiris, jealousy is the same as Cain and Abel if you're a Christian viewing, if you're a Catholic viewing, if you are a Baptist viewing, it's the same as Cain and Abel. Jealousy. Jealousy. That is a evil trait that comes up out of Satan. You get me? And that's why I don't put Ra in my prayers. That's why I don't say Amun Ra. I say Amun. Go back. You get what I'm saying? Go back to the introduction. There's 4 parts. Go back. It explains a lot about Amun. It explains a lot about Ra. You get me? Look, it's been wonderful. As I said, I want to be the person, the man, the God, the Pharaoh, to get it right. A lot of y'all are confused. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of y'all been misled. A lot of y'all, as I said, were just in this for networking purposes, and you know nothing of the culture. You're standing in something that you know nothing of. You get me? And once again, this is not Islam. This is not Christianity. This is not Baptist. This is not Catholic. This is not Buddhism. You get me? It's none of that. This is a spiritual culture, which is the root. You get me? The root of religion. You get it? The root of religion. Anyway, anywho, you've been with the nasty pastor. I'm out, and I love you.